Hey guys, Desolate Magic here. We've got some arena announcements for November 24th. I skipped the last couple because they were just horribly redundant. I don't know why they moved from, whenever there's arena news, we're going to do an arena article, or monthly, state of the game thing, to we're going to do it weekly whether there's anything new to say or not. Because then people just, don't read them. Of course, I have to because I run a YouTube channel about it. So anyway, first up in the new news, we got downtime on Wednesday, December 1st. I love how they say there will be a short downtime next Wednesday, Pacific time. We'll provide more details on precise timing next week. We already know it's Pacific time. Anyway, keep an eye on the @MTG_arena Twitter account. So they're telling you to watch the Twitter account when you're getting news about it from Daily MTG. This has been an ongoing problem for a couple years here where they just fragment all the information announcements between all different places. It's kind of annoying. Here's another fun one we've got: Friday's deployment issues. Have you ever tried testing your code before you deploy it? I know that's such an advanced concept. You might even have to go to your first semester of college to learn that. Oh wait, that's right. I learned to test my code before I even compile it in high school. So for the billionth time, in my opinion, the reason the code is so garbage and they're rushing everything and nobody knows what they're doing and nobody has any type of programming talent is because basically they have so many programming and design and management positions available on their Wizards job site last I checked. That just indicates who the heck is writing the code now. And then you take that question and answer it with the number of problems they've had with the last couple releases. So anyway, all they wrote is last Friday's deployment experienced problems and had to be reverted. Really? We're putting in fixes for the issues encountered, and we plan to deploy those plus the original changes on Monday, November 29th. And then that's it. That's the end of paragraph. They don't say, as compensation for completely ruining everybody's time, put in code Courier Bat for a whole bunch of free crap. And I mean a whole bunch. It's not like, have some ICRs. It's 2,000 gold, a couple cards, I thought a pack and an emote or something. It's huge. So definitely go do that. If you're on mobile, you got to do it on the website, the Wizards account website thing. But yeah, God forbid they put in some kind of compensation offer that they already put out and is already public, because they've apparently embarrassed themselves too much and now they can't tell you the full truth or give you something free that you're entitled to. That's sad, but we know about the egos of everybody who works there. Next up, we got Enjoy the Gathering, November 24th through the 28th. The holidays are a time to relax and take part in gatherings that are fun and make you happy. And gatherings can happen in most any place or any plane. In MTG Arena's The Gathering. Could they have picked a more confusing name? Happening this holiday weekend, 24th through the 28th, you'll find a place for the kind of gathering we all enjoy, the magic kind. I haven't read ahead here, but I bet they're not going to say anything about a Black Friday deal, because I don't think since the beginning of the game they've discounted just straight up gem purchases. I could be wrong. I mean, how many do you think they'd sell and how many would people stock up on if they just cut 10%, Or a coupon code or a bonus. I feel like maybe they did that once where if you buy one of the bigger packages, they'll tack on an extra 500 gems. And they're not actually lying. Compared to the last couple of years, it actually is extra gems. I thought maybe they did that, but I could have been thinking of that MMO, which got canceled after 4 months. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn last year they didn't do anything for any kind of shopping day. For sales, they more put things on sale, but it seems like gems are set in stone, which I think is not smart. There's a whole marketing thing behind it, but I don't want to get into it. I just want to say, wow, they really won't even give you a deal on Give Everybody a Deal Day, aka the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday in America. Or XXL Day in Germany. I just learned that. So they go on to say the gathering is an all-access singleton event with no entry. Oh, how generous, since I already have to go out of my way to build a special deck just for a 5-day event. If they would warn people ahead of time about these, you could build a deck ahead of the time, but the problem is you build it and you're like, oh, I want to test it, and you can't. And then if you go into the free queue, or I should say the unranked queue, you're going to go up against people, playing 4 of a card instead of 1. But at least it's free. I really have a problem with the ones that are paid because your testing is the event. It's usually only 3 days and you're already paying to test your deck. That's ridiculous. So it's just standard constructed singleton 60 card. Although this one, all access, if you're not familiar, means that you can build a deck and you don't actually have to have the cards, which is really misleading because a lot of people will just hit complete deck by just habit. But you want to save the deck with not redeemed wild cards and then they'll let you into the event with it. It's really weird. But hey, if you haven't been on Arena in a while, you're just I want to play some Magic. I'm going to be off. I got a vacation day or whatever. 4-day weekend maybe. And you're just like, I just want to jump on, but I don't want to, drop $100 to get enough wild cards to build one deck. Well, here you go. All access event plus it's singleton, so it's going to be lower powers. So you might want to consider that if you've been off of Arena in a while. Or for a while. So the very first win gets you Cathartic Reunion sleeves. And it's, Chandra hugging her mom. But wait, there's more. Your second win earns you the Helena and Elena avatar, which means I have to actually do this apparently. I don't know why anybody would want that as their avatar. That's just a person wearing a Wendy's wig. Not to mention whatever the hell's going on with that face. Then we've got Wedding Crashers November 29th through the December 8th, which keeps reminding me I should probably read the story at some point. All 1,200 of you watched that last video, so I'm very adamant about taking 8 hours of my time to read the story and making a video on it. Well, anyway, it's the biggest wedding of the season, and everyone who's anyone is going to get killed by Chandra. Okay, they didn't write that, but I added it because, come on, that has to happen. I really actually am excited about the story just because I want to see some dead vampires. Be in attendance or crash your way in. You do you. November 29th through December 8th for a savage good time. Bring a 60-card standard deck with no more than 3 copies of any card. Oh, we gotta circle back and talk about that. And then make sure your cards find their partners before the ushers find you, because whenever... Okay, it's all just cringe from here. Oh, wait, there is actually one more important thing. If you cast a spell that matches one already in your graveyard or on the battlefield, you get 2 blood tokens. Oh, boy. And you can win some amount, they didn't specify, of the 19 showcase frames, which is the fangs, Probably just every win gets one. You gotta get 19 wins or something. That seems kind of, actually high. Oh, and then they linked to another article about just this. That was posted today. Why couldn't you just put it in the main article? Oh, good. 2,000 coins or 400 gems to enter. So in other words, 2,000 coins. It's get to 4 wins and you finish out, 2 losses and you skunk out. Ah, yes. Traditional Norwegian rules. It would be more fun if they started nicknaming these formats. Anyway, 0 wins gets you 1 card style, which... some whales are just going to spam that. I will say, though, isn't 2,000 gold cheaper than the average style, though? I wouldn't know. I've been playing Arena since it came out and never once bought one single style for, its actual price. Actually, I think it's gems only. I think it's a Mythic's 1,200 and a Rare's 800. Ugh. No wonder nobody does that. Anyway, 1 win will get you 500 gold plus 2 card styles. That's actually pretty good. So, yeah, I'm starting to think it's not too hard to get 19, because 2 wins will get you 1,000 gold and 2 card styles, and 3 wins, which is not the easiest to do, is 1,500 gold and 3 card styles. Still don't really get your money back, but I mean, you basically get 3 card styles for 500 gold, because that's the difference. And if you get 4 wins... Then Des reveals that in between takes he's eating flamin' hot Doritos because he's an idiot and bought the wrong ones, and then thought, well, I'm not going to throw them away, and I am actually dying here. Holy shit, every time I breathe, it's it's just pain. Anyway, to push through the pain, if you get 4 wins... How are these so hot? This is top 5 hottest shit I've eaten in my life, and they're Doritos. Why do I just buy them like they're red? It must be nachos. Okay, I just drank all the milk in my fridge. It was expired. It was a little sour. Don't care. Holy shit. Anyway, 2,500 gold for 4 wins plus 3 card styles. I might take a crack at this because a lot of my decks don't run 4 of, and if they do, they're usually over 100 cards because they overdraw. Almost all my decks at this point to just, beat people in the mid-range to long term have draw 2, 3, 4 cards per turn on average, and I'm sick of decking myself. People do still play mill decks too, by the way. So I could just shrink it down by, just everything 4 of, make it 3 of, and then try to adjust the low end ratios, which is hard. And then ta-da. So, I mean, if you've seen any of my deck lists from live stream, from the last couple deck videos, it's on a playlist called Decks, by the way. You could just jump in with one of those, and every single one, I got 10 decks that are all tier 1.5 across the board, easy. 2 of them are definitely tier 1 right now. Now, keep in mind, they did say bring a 60-card standard deck, but they might just mean, oh, it has to be 60 cards, it could be more. I don't think they're enforcing an upper limit. Now, for Singleton, it makes sense, but I even for both of them, I just don't think so. But even if they do, you could get it there. The easiest one to modify is probably Gray Blitz. Now, get this. I want to focus on this so much because, one, it sounds kind of cool. It's a bunch of, free stuff. If you get to... a high number of wins or even an average number of wins, you can just keep re-entering, which is kind of cool. You'll get your dailies, you'll get coins just for, doing the missions. So you could probably loop this thing all day. So remember, November 29th through December 8th, but get this. Okay, there's one little twist, little Shyamalan twist for you at the end here. There are 5 banned cards. Now remember, we haven't had a ban announcement in a while, and the last one didn't include standard for God only knows what reason. Who the hell knows why Book of Exalted Deeds and Faceless Haven are both still legal? I mean, we could really use one less man land, or like 7 less man lands in the format would be great. I'm just sick to my ass of the scry, draw, board wipe, counter spell, beat you with man lands that are hexproof on my own turn deck. That is really getting on my last nerve. Lier needs to be banned. The 7/7 Giant Manland needs to be banned. Faceless Haven needs to be banned. I'm not a fan of Crawling Barons. But on this list, we've got Legion Angel, which makes sense. Omnath Locus of Creation, because duh. Isn't he already banned from Standard? I don't know. There have been multiple Omnaths and multiple bans in multiple formats in and out of Digital, so they said build a 60-card Standard deck. I'm not sure they had to say that, but once again, I might have the wrong Omnath. I don't remember. Grandmaster of Flowers. I've got to say, that one came out of nowhere. If I were to name the number one most obnoxiously defensive Planeswalker, I actually wouldn't say him. I would say Lolth, and Lolth costs more mana. You can't fly into her. You can't get the guards out of the way or she'll just spawn more. You can't get to her. It is so annoying. I despise that deck, and you know they either mix it with white or blue, and I'm not even sure what's worse. But Grandmaster of Flowers. I mean, he's annoying. He's very, very hard to stop, but why would he possibly be on the balance? I thought, does he like bring in copies or do something about 3 cards versus 4? No, I do not know why he's on this list. I just don't. And he's the only Planeswalker on the list. I don't understand this. Now wait, it gets weirder. Yasharn Implacable Earth. And I thought, okay, if you're not familiar, it's the 4/4 for 4, green-white. He enters the battlefield as that little elemental boar. ETB, go get a forest, go get a plains, put him in your hand. Which, yeah, I mean, before rotation, landfall, green-white was pretty good. After rotation, people moved on to, Innkeeper, Scoot, Swarm, Creature, ETB, 1 life, just life gain crap with the stupid Johnny's Primate Moondancer clone. Or Moondancer or Johnny's Primate clone, but then I read the bottom ability that nobody pays attention to. Players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. I think that would prevent you from using the blood tokens that are at the, core of this entire thing. So, okay, I get that one. I reread Grandmaster of Flowers, I still don't get it. But then we've got Wretched Throng. That's the guy who's puking up zombies. Creepy card. 2/1 for 2, blue. When Wretched Throng dies, you may search your library for a card named Wretched Throng, reveal it, then put it in your hand, then shuffle. I don't get it. Legion would take them out of your sideboard, but you still can't put in 4, and I thought maybe they were too lazy to code it to work that way, but not really. I mean, you just reduce the number to 3. You just take the code for standard for checking that they only have 4 and make the number be 3 and clone the code and call it something else. And that would be enforced on the sideboard. So I still don't really get Legion Angel. I mean, it's a moderately kind of annoying card, but it's not even on par with Companion. So I do not understand anything on her except for Yasharn. I don't get it. And if this is the ban announcement in the future, I'm going to be pissed, and so is everybody else. So, Grandmaster, I'd love to see him go, but if they think the white-black Super Friends deck, that's what needs to go, pick any other Planeswalker in it, thanks. Hell, I'd rather see Tergrid go. She could take that lantern and shove it up her ass. So anyway, next up after this interesting event, we've got Arena Open's first draft. Arena Open is that thing where you can win $2,000. It's a 2-day thing, but this time it's a draft. Oh boy. Because those aren't highly exploitable. It is traditional best of 3, which, yeah, if I'm playing for money, I'm playing best of 3, okay? It's a little too high variance, a little too, oops, I got mana screwed, completely unabated to anything involving my drafting or deck building skills or decision making. Oh, there goes $2,000, oops. No, I'd rather have 3 shots at it. That's why Magic was designed that way. Plus, if you're good at sideboarding in a draft, that'll get you somewhere right there. Oh, and also the top prize is now $2,500. Oh boy. So if you want to read up on that, there's a whole article. I'm not going to do it. The prize table for day 2 though is 8 wins, which I think it used to only go to 7. So okay. Best of 3, you're going to be there all day, but whatever. $2,500 US. 7 wins is 2,000 and 6 wins is 1,000. So they really just extended it by a day and then bumped the prize up 500. Well, every tier loses 50% of the people, so if everybody would have stopped at 2,000, but they can eliminate half the people who would have gotten 2,000, and then 50% of them get 500 more, that's nothing, basically. From Wizard standpoint, how many people is that possibly going to apply to? It's going to cost them relatively nothing compared to how much they make on the entries, and yet they made a harder to achieve higher super jackpot. So, I would have made it 3,000. Hell, put a 9 wins on there and make it 10,000. It'd probably be like one person hitting it. Because 2 losses will get you out day 2. Now, day 2 is mandatory best of 3. I should mention that on day 1, if you're insane, you can do a best of 1 draft. You're still going to need 7 wins without 3 losses. But if you do best of 3, it's 4 wins without 1 loss. Now I'm on the fence about which one I'm going to pretend to do in my head, and then when the day comes, do something else. So both make it basically impossible to qualify for day 2, and you're not going to get to 8 wins anyway. So I wouldn't touch it. I assume it's a person versus person draft. I don't remember what the terminology is, but if it's against the computer, people are going to cheat hard. I will say that like whenever I really hit drafts hard and I start looping them because I like the way the set flows on draft, it still takes me 2 or 3 drafts to get really good. Like to just get the gist of what people are playing and like what my first couple opponents are playing, or if I get 1 or 2 losses right off the bat, who I go up against in like the low easy tiers. And then if I get like, 4 wins in a row, who I'm going up in the turbo hard tiers, because they will tend to put you up against people that have about the same number of wins as you. Sparing that, they'll pair you up against, like if you're bronze, they'll just start throwing you up against like people ranked gold, which means this ain't their first draft. So it's December 4th and 5th, and it's Crimson Vow, so I would run as many Crimson Vow drafts as you can possibly do until you're like, okay, I think I've got this down. I've got a good range of what people do, what works, what doesn't, what the bomb cards are. If there's like some stupid side tactic where you can, draft 8 of the same card and just dominate, like that stupid Goblin Summoner, the, Legion Angel or whatever. I had one where I drafted 7 copies of the same black enchantment, and it's the one that pings them for 1 and heals me for 1. And then I just drafted 3-color control on top of it, and I went 7-0. Yeah, there's these sneaky little things. Once in a while, you go up against somebody who are like, oh, if I see that presenting itself, I'm gonna all in on that draft strategy. And if you like want to beat the odds instead of just, oh, I'm probably going to win about 50% of my, matches, but maybe I'll get lucky, win 60%. Well, that's not good enough. I mean, you need to go 4-1 or 7-3, and then on day 2, you need to go 8-2. You're going to need something gimmicky. You're going to need to long shot it. I'm just saying. So that's just a friendly little overall strategy if you guys want to take a shot at it, but it's so damn expensive, I wouldn't even try. By the way, according to last week's arena thing, there was supposed to be a midweek Magic, a completely free draft, no entry fee. Now, it's a ghost draft, you don't get to keep the cards, but it's a free draft. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but last I heard, unless a change was made, midweek Magic is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I think I saw the announcement on Wednesday, so like maybe I saw it too late in the day. But the cutoff is supposed to be, I think, like basically midnight-ish America time on Wednesday. So basically like Thursday morning. So I was like, free draft, cool. I would love that, just to practice and get better at draft. They should hold that more often, in my opinion. Wasn't there. The event just wasn't there, wasn't on the main crawl. I turned it on arena only, wasn't there. Turned it on not arena only, wasn't there. Checked the little side events where you could like join them manually, you click the thing and it's in the top right, wasn't there. As far as I know, they never held it. If anybody participated and actually saw it, let me know. I didn't see it. I was kind of pissed because I wanted to do it. You don't just tell somebody something's free and then not give it to them. So I don't know, what did they end it early or like, I'm very sure I looked at it Wednesdays, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe it was Thursday, I don't know, I wouldn't rule out me making a mistake, but that's why I'm asking you guys, did any of you see that event and participate in it, or did it never happen? Well, I play Arena every day too, so I feel like I would have seen, hey, free Phantom Draft, like right on the main crawl. I don't know, whatever, but I think they should hold these either for like 500 gold or 1,000 gold or something, because it doesn't give people any cards. That's what a Phantom Draft is. But I mean, even if they just did like a casual one, or limit people to like 2 wins and they don't get to keep the cards, something, just whatever. Because see, a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to get into draft because I did it once and it was really hard and I did terrible and got 3 losses or whatever. And then they never come back again, never buy another entry, never buy more gems. What's the alternative? Oh, I'm going to drop, $100 on draft entries to do a couple drafts and get really good at it. And then, everything changes when the draft changes to a different set. I mean, there are some similarities, but boy, are sets different from each other when it comes to draft. So if they had a free one, people could be like, okay, I'm good enough at it now. Even if it was like every other week it was free and every other week it wasn't. I'm not saying it has to be a permanent queue or everybody would just draft for fun and not care. But if they held it way more often, they would get people into it. They'd be like, okay, I'm now proficient with draft. And then they would go join a real one and spend more money. I don't know why Wizards doesn't get this. I think the last Phantom Draft before this one, that may or may not have occurred, probably didn't, was maybe half a year to a year ago. They don't hold these very often, and I think that's a big business mistake on their part. So I thought, okay, the article made it really vague, and I couldn't find an event calendar because you can't find anything related to anything when it comes to Wizards. I thought maybe since this article came out like on the Wednesday, so it's already a day late, they're referring to next week, which would be, right now is Midweek Magic. Nope. Midweek Artisan, right there on the main crawl. Open Arena just about kicks it right in the face. So that's nice. Thanks for that, Wizards. So that's the end of this wonderful Arena announcements for November 24th, 2021. I'll see you guys next video.